Yo, this is Senior G telling you to tap in on Sundays to the Philosopee Show. Live at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on SoldierByBlood.com. Home of underground entertainment and the voice.
Boy, we've sure got big-ass problems.
Yup. Can you believe these big-ass prices?
Doesn't bother me. I got a big-ass secret.
What's your big-ass secret?
Every time I fill up, I add this little gas pill, and I get big-ass savings.
You get big-ass savings just from using that little pill.
Even with that big-ass truck? Even with that big-ass truck. And when I help other people get big-ass savings, I make big-ass money.
So you get big-ass money, helping people get big-ass savings with that little gas pill.
You got a big-ass tank?
Honey, do I have a big-ass tank?
Oh, yep, you do. You definitely have a big-ass tank.
Yeah, I do.
Look, this is what I got paid last week.
Wow, that is big-ass money.
We're planning a vacation with our big-ass savings and that big-ass money.
We could use some big-ass savings.
And some big-ass money.
Make sure you tune in to the Philosopee Show, where all you have to do is pay for attention, and you just might learn something. Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Culture Shock Radio, Kuzo FM, Tar Music, and the Tattoo Shop Radio. Remember, it still takes a village. We are Village Global.
King of the beast. Lord have mercy, mercy. She could have her way. I mean, hell done, everything did. Oh man, she could have it all. It's alright with me. Tell her.
Do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright with me. Yeah. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want. Girl, it's all on me. Yeah. We can do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want. Girl, it's all on me. Let me be honest. I said I've been following you and your ebonics. You got me feeling some type of way, girl, you be on it. What's that you want? I don't know what it is about you, but I just can't get over your introductions. I'll be down to give you everything, girl. You can have whatever you like. We can go anywhere. Anything you want, girl, it's all on me. We can do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want, girl, it's all on me.
Give you a picket fence, house and silver spoon. Put my astronaut suit on and go get you the moon. Run you a bubble bath, snuggle and make you laugh. Love the dimples in your cheek when you smile and laugh. May I have your autograph? Your diabetes sweet, like a rose with no thorn. Beautiful, unique. How about a shopping spree? Everything for free, in everything you see. Courtesy of me. By the way, the name is V. You know my resume. Oh no, hell no. Look like a good day for me to get to know you and have a chance to show you. And if I get to know you, you'll be loving what I show you. Or we can cruise and take a flight on a private jet. If we choose, we play fight and watch the sunset. Picnic on the line. You having fun yet? Cause it's only just because I ain't done yet.
We can do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright with me. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you want. Girl, it's all on me. We can do what you wanna do, go anywhere you want. It's alright. You can have what you wanna have, get anything you
yeah. Nope, that's wrong. There we go. It's 2 p.m. here in the Lou. Welcome to the Philosophy Show. Hope y'all ready to open up your minds, ready to talk some philosophies. I'm here. We are the council. I'm Tweezy the Don. My boy Daddy Rich over there.
Yes, Daddy Rich in the building, yo.
Sane Floyd coming. I'm guessing he coming in late. It's another edition of Breaking Bread and discussions. So I'm thinking he running late because he got some grub for us. But with that being said, we got our special guest who's joining the council today, Ronnie.
Wow.
One and only.
What's up?
How y'all doing, man? All day, every day, man. Last show. Well, first of all, before we get to that, how's everybody weekend been?
Oh man,
Beautiful.
yeah, man. Beautiful weather.
Man.
Beautiful energy, and it went up last night.
Man.
Yes, I heard, man. I wanted to stick my head in last night, man. There was a succession of beautiful events that happened yesterday, and that was, man, I've been planning that for a while. Matter of fact, I anticipated it so much. I went a day earlier thinking that it was Friday. And I went in there, man, and I was like, who is these people? But then I just enjoying friends and family. And I had missed it, man, but I seen y'all kicked it though.
Yeah. It was a beautiful event. Shout out to Big V and Nappy Roos, aka Vito Banger. I just want to congratulate him on his second. How can we say it? His second time around in doing music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that we a part of it, man.
That's dope.
I remember. That's what I be, man, the Most High. I remember talking to you, and I told you the vision of what I thought it was, and it's looking that way, bro.
It's totally looking that way. You know what I'm saying?
So, I want to give a shout out to NLP, the Stacks Brothers, man.
Yeah.
People Choice TV. Israel United, and everybody that came through there. C did a phenomenal job hosting. NLP just turned up. I'm just really still stuck in that mode, man. 'Cause I knew I had to be in the mode yesterday, 'cause I be in work mode a lot, and sometimes that come off like I'm mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
you business oriented. You got to get the task.
Yeah.
The task accomplished.
Yeah.
Things time oriented. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, to anybody that if you don't understand, you don't understand. 'Cause I can't apologize about taking care of business.
Yeah.
But just know, man, I'm still feeling the greatness of that day, man. I'm feeling good. But besides that, Ronnie, I mean, what you do this weekend, man?
Man, there was a lot that I've done this weekend. Well, typically my weekends are filled with events and obligations, but I had kind of made a shift in my life to start really taking and carving out some time for me, and not being in such a rush and everything not being so urgent. There's always going to be things to do. There's always going to be urgency. But if we are not right, if we are not well, if we don't take care of ourselves, it would show in the way we show up, you know what I'm saying? And we can't be as effective as we want to be. So I just moved. I got a new apartment in October, a little bit more space, so it's enough room for me to just focus on the different aspects of my own wellness and being. Create my library, create my prayer place, create my business space, and just have some room just to stretch. And I've just been utilizing it, being at home more. And this is something I hadn't been doing. So I started my day, usually I'm up early and I'm out. I'm in the streets, but I kind of relaxed a little bit and I hit the streets a little later. I went to a peace walk here on the south side, in Dutch Town. It was beautiful. Picked up my cousin, went there. Then we went to a poetry event at the Kransberg Art Center, and it was so beautiful and organic, man. This sister named Denisha Young, man. If she is not celebrated amongst St. Louis, is great when it comes to artistry and creativity. Something's wrong with us. She's very beautiful and expansive in her expression.
What's her name again?
Denisha Young.
Denisha Young.
Yeah, and a young brother Artemis, he was there. He rocked Righteous One. He was hosting, and it was put on by Erica Foster. She's over community engagement with the Kransberg, and she's doing a wonderful job. And then from there, we went to Mom's house. I invited some poets over. We ate some oxtail, smothered chicken, rice, fried cabbage, beans with turkey neck, cornbread, chocolate cake. And then we just went over to another brother's house, man, part of the family. We just kicked it. And that's the thing that kind of, because my intention was to make an introduction, and that was kind of spilled over to playing dominoes and laughing and just enjoying community, you know. And then I showed up at y'all's spot just a little late, but enough time, man, to say, man, I appreciate y'all, man. And I wish that I could have spent a little bit more time. When I'm with y'all, though, I can't spend too much time in there.
Yes, sir.
Because the clouds are thick. The clouds are thick. So I stick my head in and say, I love you, get a couple of hugs and burn out.
Oh,
but it seemed like y'all had a wonderful time, man.
Oh, baby. And we did, man. And we did. With that being said, man, last show we discussed 2024 characteristics of a respectable man. But if you want to check that out, man, subscribe to the Philosophy Show on Facebook and Soldier by Blood Television on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and, man, make sure y'all download that Village Global app. We on there, man. Thank y'all for supporting us, man, from Australia to Dubai. We love y'all. Thank y'all for the support. Today, we are talking about the mission of FCC, the Work of Black Men Build, the Now Initiative. Ronnie, Amiin, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let you start off with this, bro. Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
All right, so there's three loaded and heavy initiatives that I'm a part of. The first one I say, Black Men Build. Black Men Build is a national organization, and we exist to encourage black men to take responsible roles in our communities and our households and really transforming to meet this crazy moment in history. Our motto is, man, come as you are and grow as you go. So it doesn't matter who you are, what station of life you are. You know what I'm saying? If you're a part of our community, you deserve to be a part of this mission of community building and upliftment. Yeah, suit and ties and PhDs and degrees, those are all cool. Right. But the brothers on the block, the brothers in the streets, those are the brothers, man, that we are embracing. Come on in, you have a home. But we have a hub here in St. Louis, and we're doing some phenomenal things. We have our street sweeps where we go in, we adopt a part of the city, and we go in and clean up. We beautify our neighborhoods because this is where we're from, and we can have pride in our own communities and our own neighborhoods. Yeah. And we encourage brothers, man, to participate, you know, get down with us. We have our 100 coats for kids we do every year. We give our brand new coats to kids, man, because kids deserve a life of dignity. They don't deserve, I mean, if hand-me-downs and old coats is all we can get, that's good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we want to give us some brand new crisp coats, and that's what we do. And we're doing a whole bunch of stuff, but one of the things that we're doing is we're curating a safe space for black men, a space where we can be vulnerable without the fear that our vulnerability used against us, a space where we can be open and unburdened. We can share what has happened in the course of our day, in the course of our week, what's happening in our lives with other black men. And not only is it a space of healing, but it's also a space of accountability, because as we become more familiar with one another, we can encourage one another to be better fathers, better husbands, better community members. And our meetings have been so rich. They have been growing, they have been evolving, they have been deepening, they have been expanding. Brothers are more trusting and sharing, and we recognize that when we do create a space, or cultivate a space of trust, a space of security, and brothers can unburden, we realize how much we have in common with one another, how much our struggle is all the same. And when we can do that, we can figure out alternatives to addressing those concerns and those struggles and those things that we are experiencing in our lives. We are not doing this alone. So we've been having some beautiful conversations, man. We've been having brothers come in that just regular cats, man. Brothers who come in who are street cats. We've been coming some spiritual, some church cats, some Muslims come in, some CEOs, some executive directors. And then after our conversation, after our deep discussions, we leave room for networking. You know what I'm saying? To identify what we're all doing in our own respective circles and trying to figure out how we can support one another. Because this is what our community needs, right? We need to build with one another and become familiar with one another, and do away with the mindset that we are adversaries to one another. We need to fear one another. Nah, you my brother, I ain't never gonna fear you. I don't care what you doing, I ain't never gonna fear you. I ain't never gonna disrespect you or demean you. My job as a black man is to uplift you. So we just cultivating spaces where we can do that. And we have this space every second and fourth Monday of the month at 20 South Sarah. At 7 o'clock, we break bread, we rap, we chill. It's a space, and brothers are lighter when they leave there, bro. Brothers are lighter. So we invite brothers to come on because wellness is very important. We're going to talk a little bit more about wellness in a broader sense. But wellness is important, man, because we cannot do our community any good if we're not good ourselves, man.
That's true.
And there's a lot of expectations for black men. But we have to recognize the burdens that are put on us, what we have to deal with throughout the course of our days and our lives, man. We cannot function like that in a pro-social and healthy way. We cannot, and we're seeing the results of it, how it manifests and how we treat one another, how we treat our women, and what's going on in our communities. That stuff didn't come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's from years and decades, man, of oppression, white supremacy, colonialism, and systematic abuses that have happened to us. You know what I'm saying? So we need a space where we could heal from that and figure out ways and strategies of dealing with it. So I appreciate that space. And I want to lead into, in that space, we're supported by Freedom Community Center. And Freedom Community Center, I am the outreach coordinator for this organization, beautiful organization. We're a restorative justice organization that exists for the purpose of reimagining safety for our community in terms of how we respond to harm and violence. Our mission is like to create a movement of survivors that will impact the harm that happens to us by developing alternatives to addressing the violence and crime in our community. Alternatives that are outside of the criminal justice system, because we believe in community-based solutions. Community-based solutions, the meaning that the solutions have to come from us, and be in mind of us. There's a quote, I forgot the brother's name, but there's a quote, he says that, I forgot the quote already. Oh, he said the people who are closest to the problem are closest to the solution, but we are furthest away from the resources, right? So that means that our efforts to create spaces of peace and safety and reconciliation and wellness in our community should also be met with us building power, us being able to utilize our voices and our experiences to enact the type of change we want to see in our community. That means that nobody from outside of our community should have a say in how we facilitate our affairs. You know what I'm saying? It has to be us. It has to be us. So we have to identify where the money coming from, where the money going. You know what I'm saying? So we have a number of different programs. We have our Power Builders meetings where community members can come and talk about the issues that impact the community and collectively devise solutions to address them. We have political education, and we also confront the distorted thinking that prohibits people from taking active roles in the community, right? And if people wanted to come, we'll send them a lift, right? And when you get there, we fed everybody, and we had childcare. So that's how invested we are in this community building movement. We want to eliminate all barriers and function as a community. So that's one of the things. So And so we are a survivor-centered organization, and we support the survivors of harm and violence. Like somebody can say, hey, my son was murdered, and I don't know how to facilitate this. I don't know how to really deal with this, and I'm burdened by this. And we will come, we will intervene, and we'll try to support them materially, monetarily, and therapeutically. Because again, healing is the goal. And somebody could say, hey, I'm experiencing harm and violence, but I don't want to call the police. They can call us, we're gonna come and intervene, put them in a place of safety, and determine how we can better support them. And that manifests in different ways. But part of the ways of doing that is also trying to contact the ones who are responsible for the harm. And we have a program, our group track program, in which we actually go into the jails, people on pretrial detention. We go into the Justice Center. We interview people and see if they're right for our program. It's something like a divergent program. And they can come into our program first. We see if they're a good fit. And if we believe they're a good fit from community referrals, we go to the courts and advocate that they be released into our program. And if the courts agree and they're released into our program, they come into our program where they learn the impact of their harm, their agency in creating their harm, and we collectively develop a truth pathway of accountability. Because nobody should be able to create harm in our community and not be held accountable, but it's how they're being held accountable. That's the important thing. They don't mean that we gotta invest in the perpetual systems of harm that have happened to our community in jails, right? And police and courts and all that type of stuff. That means that we operate from a space of compassion, knowing that we can't talk about addressing harm, violence, and crime if we're not thinking about the conditions that have contributed to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at. So we got this program. We've been having so much success that we have saved the state of Missouri $5 million in incarceration costs. Wow. $5 million in incarceration costs, right? So that means that we function with the understanding that when you invest in people, when you invest in the community in meaningful ways, you'll have less reliance in those state systems of punishment. So when you hear a statement thrown around a lot, talk about defunding police, and that's like a lightning rod for a lot of people, right? Because people only know what, I won't say only know, but people equate police with safety, right? So they're like, hold up, you're gonna get away, take away our safety net? The police make us safe. No, the police respond to stuff. They don't make us safe. Where has the crimes dropped because of police? No, they pour more money into the police than anything else in the city. Look at the budgets. The budgets show that they pour into the police about a third of the city's budget. A third of the city budget. And they put like 1.4 million into health and human services. Almost between 250 to 300 million into the police. But 1.4 in health and human services? See, that don't make sense. That's off, right? That's off. So you would think you would pour into the preventive measures, into the things that will impact harm and violence and crime, as opposed to the other way, right? So that doesn't make us safe. What we're saying is when we invest in people in meaningful ways, again, we'll have less reliance in those state systems of punishment. And so we're trying to encourage community members to coalesce around the issues that impact them and mobilize, organize. So we're showing up at City Hall. We're engaging with all the women and all the men, saying this is where we want our money spent and this is where we don't want our money spent. And we have such success with those strategies. And one of those points of success have been an example in the closing of the workhouse. That shows what happens when community members, man, coalesce around an issue, organize and mobilize and say this is what we don't want. Where else in the country have you seen the community galvanize and close the jail, brother? Right. Close the jail. They closed down the workhouse, man. Right. And you got some bootlickers out there talking about, no, they should keep the workhouse open and all of that. Yeah. That was horrible. The conditions were horrible down the workhouse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they want to keep the workhouse open. And Never mind. But that's a good example of how, and people don't know that we have the power to do that. So imagine if we coalesced and organized around all the issues that impact us. We operate from a space of awareness, political education, social consciousness, and then mobilize, right? And we have the power to do that. So at Freedom Community Center, that's our goal. To organize and mobilize community members, man, around the issues that impact us, to address violence from a systemic, communal, and interpersonal standpoints, and we're doing some phenomenal work. Our core values are collective liberation, communal healing, nonviolence approaches to addressing violence, true accountability, and embracing repair. We want to repair our community. So that's what Freedom Community Center. So we got time for the now, or are we?
We got time for it now, but let me get some questions in. You got any questions too? But let me get this one out. How do people join?
So there's various different ways. So if we're talking about someone saying, "Hey, I'm impacted by harm and violence. We need your support," you can just contact us directly. You can contact me directly. And I'll link you with the appropriate people, the appropriate offices. And my number is 314-403-2349. Yeah, 2349.
Say it again.
Yeah, 314-403-2349.
All right.
And if you want to come down to our Power Builders meeting, that's easy. We have our meetings every second Thursday of the month at Mission St. Louis, and that's at 6 o'clock, 3108 North Grand. And you could just come. And again, you can call me if you need a ride. I'll link you with the appropriate people. We'll hook up a ride for you to and from, and we'll get you there. So those are the methods. But we're also on social media too. We have a website. You can go onto our website, freedomcommunitycenter.org, and see what we're all about. We have recently created some films that highlight our work and the people who have been impacted by our work, people we have freed, people who there was a young brother who was incarcerated for manslaughter, and he was looking for some serious time because you know what manslaughter carries. And it wasn't like a diabolical thing. He was in the car. They were intoxicated, had an accident, and the passenger had passed as a result of it. And as you can imagine, his mother wanted the little brother buried under the jail. But as she began to go to the court proceedings, the court dates, and see this young man, and see his transformation as he has been involved in us, but his own personal transformation too, she was curious. And long story short, she had joined us in advocating for this young man. And this young man is free. The judge gave him time served due to his work with us, brother.
Wow.
Gave him time served due to his work with us. And again, the mother had become one of his biggest advocates. And I was there. We had a healing circle, a restorative justice circle with a young man and the mother, the family. We had a mediation and we talked, you know what I'm saying? And we developed contract of what her expectations for him is and what their expectations for us are. And that's what we need as a community. You don't need to go to jail to be accountable for a harm that was happening. You have to be a part of the repairing process, the restoration process. That's because nobody benefits if the young brother go to jail, taxpayers paying for his estate, and the person still left to deal with that harm and hurt. What type of system is that, you know? So we've been doing some phenomenal work, man. So if you're encouraged by it, go to our website, look on your own, you know what I'm saying? See what we're doing. We have some of the films and stories of people who have been impacted by our work.
No doubt.
That's a mouthful.
Man, Ronnie Amiin come in here and just give us everything we've been talking about for the last 3-4 years. All in one.
Sane just picking up in, but you know.
What's up, brother? There you go.
What's up, Sane Floyd? Sane Floyd in the building, y'all.
Sane, it's been a rocky road, but to tap in on what my man, I ain't even been in, but what he talking about, people don't even know. If you don't know what manslaughter is, that's killing without intent.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference, y'all.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. And the bottom line, if we don't know the reasons why our young black brothers doing what they do, we ain't gonna never be able to stop it.
That's right.
We ain't gonna never be able to stop it. So it starts with the youth. It starts, and I say this because, hey, when I was fucking 14, I was up for 8 first-class auto thefts. Not talking about city, I'm talking about straight county. And I didn't do it. I only got caught with 1. But just because I got caught with the keys, it was first-class auto theft, like I carjacked somebody. Not because I broke it down. I need y'all to understand this shit. You know what I'm saying? The rules, the laws, and how shit work. It took me to understand what the hell I did and what, at a young age. That's why I understand. Damn, Sane, I had to reflect on my life. Damn, you was there at 15. At 15, 14, you was there. Brother named Mr. Muhammad. I done shook $1 Million Man hands. Oliver Miller, Big Brother program, years ago. But before I even went to court, I went to volunteer at this place called the Hope Center on Marine, Southside. And the Hope Center was for kids that stayed there, that was abused, neglected, left astray, all of that. Before I even went to court, I had 2,000 hours in of volunteer time. I told Miss Behind, I don't need the Big Brother program, even though I had big brothers and they was in and out of prison, bro. At 15. That's taking too much of my I went to the Big Brother program one time. I don't need all that. For real, it's not my vision. I already had a heart of gold. I didn't mean what I was trying to do. But when I went to the Hope Center, I remember Camellia, Lil Rob. That was a little white boy. He was racist as fuck at 10.
He was at 10. He had it in him at 10.
Racist at 10. Damn. For real. So back and forth and through blessings, you know what I'm saying? They got me through. But through court, when they found out what I was doing, yeah. And I had went to court because I had owed Anheuser-Busch, yeah, one of the major hitters in the loop. Then I owed them paper, then storing their motherfucking property or whatever. I was having fun. You know what I'm saying?
I know about that.
Paper. But through my thing, when I went to court, I talked to the captain at the Hope Center and told her my situation before the situation, it was already there. I was going through it, but she ain't know. Every volunteer hour I did, she translated into money, so I ain't owe them no more.
That's restitution. Restitution, restorative justice. That's what it is. To address a harm without creating more harm.
Yeah. And that makes more sense.
Yes.
Most definitely.
You know, so I look at that helped me take my son in when he was 4. That helped me do a lot of stuff, you know, recognizing that accountable and accepting my responsibilities at an early age. Some people forget, and I want people to not forget. Don't forget. Don't make a motherfucker make you who you not.
Most definitely.
I appreciate the sharing of the story because it's important, man. Because a lot of times when we talk about harm and stuff, we forget that there's people involved, right? And so much we dismiss the humanity of people, right? Well, that's until we get in trouble, or somebody we associate get in trouble. Now we want to be forgiving. Now we want the system to be forgiving. But when it comes to all harm, we have to recognize that these are people who hadn't got that way overnight. These are people who may not have intended to harm. And these are people, man, who can always change. These are people that need to be involved in the healing process of the other people. So we don't want to create no other cycles, right? We want to stop cycles. So we have to figure out how can we stop a cycle. You know what I'm saying? We can stop the cycle by stopping the harm. Stopping the harm. And this criminal justice system perpetuates harm. It was based off of harm. It was based off of oppression. It was based off the repression of black folks. We know that. The creation of the police, the prison boom, all of that. We can go back to the prison leasing programs. We can go back to the peonage laws. All of it is based off the oppression of black folks. So when we approach it with this understanding and mindset, we understand that this can't be a tool for our health and our security as a community. We have to think about something beyond this. And what's beyond this? We go back to what has happened with our people in other indigenous communities. How do they deal with harm? And we need to study that and implement some of those practices. And that's one of the things that we're working with Freedom Community Center. Identifying indigenous practices of addressing harm and doing it. So that meaning circling up as a community and all of us investing in different ways and strategies to address the harm. So we appreciate, man, you sharing your story that shows what community is, you know what I'm saying, and seeing your humanity and dealing with it. And that's the page, you know, that's where we at.
Give us some of the strategies that y'all use to help with healing.
So we have what is called, we utilize circles. I don't like utilizing the term circles because it feels corny, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a circle. Okay, well, it's a circle, you know what I'm saying? But there's different types of circles, you know. There are restorative justice circles, there are healing circles, there are joy, so there are all type of circles.
So circles are like, in my mind, a circle of people talking about their issues?
Yep, so whatever the circle is intended for.
Okay.
And that determines how it is structured and what goes into a circle. Okay. So one of the things we have restorative justice circles and healing circles. Where we can be candid about what the problem is, how people are feeling, because one of the things that's important when it comes to harm and violence, when we understand what restorative justice is identifying and being aware of the harm that has happened. You know what I'm saying? To know how I impacted you, that's heavy when we're talking about transforming. And I remember being in a joint. You know, I had went to the joint when I was young, and I remember being in a program called Restorative Justice, where they brought people in who had been impacted by harm and violence, and they told their story. And there's nothing more impactful than to hear how someone has been adversely affected by something you did. Because none of us want to be really seen as a dirtbag. I don't care what you say, what's hip and what's popular. None of us want to be seen as harmful, you know. But when we become aware of the harm and impact we do, that causes us to reconsider some stuff. And there's a natural desire to want to change or move from that situation. So that's a part of it, just having awareness of the harm that is created. And it could be range from actual murder or assault, or even from just car theft, right? When you understand what happens, because a lot of people think that, like, when you steal a car, that's just it. But you don't recognize that that's somebody's lifeline to the health and vitality of their life. They need this car to get back and forth to work. They need to go to work to feed their family. You know what I'm saying? They need to transport their kids back and forth to school. If there's no transportation, their kids don't go to school. If there's no transportation, their kids don't eat. If there's no transportation, X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand the real impact of what happens, then transformation can happen. So we cultivate a space where that awareness can happen, and there can be an exchange. And then on the other flip side, you can understand the mindset of somebody that went into the creation of harm, right? And that change can happen, or reconciliation can happen. So we cultivate those type of spaces. So we have group track where people who have participated in the creation of harm could go and they can get nonviolence curriculum. We have therapy for them. We have group therapy and individual therapy, because the therapeutic aspect is so important when we talk about changing mindsets. So on our staff, we have 2 black male therapists to engage with our participants. Not only our participant in the program, but also help engage with the people who have been impacted by harm too. So therapy is very important. The mental health aspect is very important to help people process through the harm and trauma, because addressing the trauma, that's crucial. And also identifying and supporting people in what they need. That's also important, because we have a system that when people are impacted by harm, where do you go from there? You just prosecute the people? What about their real needs? You know what I'm saying? So we try to show up and help people with their real needs, whether it's transportation, housing, food, clothing, and connecting them with whatever resources they need. If we can't do it on our own, we connect them with the wraparound services or other services provided by other organizations. You know what I'm saying? So we create a network by identifying other organizations that do the work, and we're in relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a representation of what community is, so we exemplify that not only in our contact and our interaction with people who have been impacted by harm, but also on how we show up and facilitate their needs, those are just a few examples. So we have group track and we have intensive track. Our intensive track, where we focus on the people who have been impacted by harm, and our group track is the people who have created harm. And hopefully working with both leads to it culminates in a healing circle. Because again, it's about reconciliation and healing.
But like just listening to that, man, so you basically attacking, well, I ain't gonna say attacking, helping from both sides.
Yes.
Instead of just being one side.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I'm also hearing, we talk a lot about social media and how the thing with social media, all they doing is taking your information and just really manipulating you to do whatever you're doing on Facebook. Not all, some of the shit you're gonna do naturally, but that's why they got the ads and all that. They're taking your information. With what y'all doing, y'all finding out what's the issue. They taking that information.
Yes.
And you helping both sides.
Yes.
That's simple. That's simple.
And if you think about it, that's what we do in our everyday lives. That's exactly what we do. If you got a problem with your brother, you don't call the police. You deal with it within your family. And that's the same thing with community. You know what I'm saying? If something happens with the community, why can't we just deal with it within our community?
Man, well, we had that question. Are we dependent on government too much? And that's kind of what they doing, what he's talking about, I believe.
Yeah, especially if the government doesn't reflect your interests and concerns, why are we steadily investing in a system that takes from us, that suppresses us?
Yeah.
Why? Why are we putting all of our eggs in this particular basket when we know that they don't have a concern for our interests?
Yeah.
Why? So there has to be a juncture where we imagine something different and work to that imagination. Try to, put it in in reality and allow that to be our existence. It has to be a point where we start imagining different ways of addressing stuff. And I just think about how, and I understand how, how it's difficult, just imagine something different when this has been in our existence for centuries. But you also have to keep in mind that during slavery, the talk of being free was alien to some people. You know what I'm saying? True. Imagine that, being on a plantation, like, yo, we about to be free. You're like, if we free, what we gonna do? We need master for our existence. That's the same mindset that people have with police and prisons and all that stuff. They can't imagine nothing different.
Okay, real tough.
So we just trying to provide a space where we could imagine something different and work toward it. And that don't mean that we have all the answers. That don't mean that it's gonna be perfect. That means that we put forth the effort to address it, man. That means that what do we got? What do we got to lose?
Real talk.
And the work that we've been doing, showing that we got so much more to gain.
Yeah.
We have been making so many strides, brother. And we, as Freedom Community Center, has only been in existence a little under 3 years.
3 years. I sure gonna ask you how long.
3 years, brother. 3 years. We saving people from confinement, man. Saving us taxpayers' money. Yeah, we doing some phenomenal things. Started out with I think it was three staff people. Now we up to 20. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so now, 20 members?
Yeah, no, 20 employees.
Wow.
And 20 employees.
20 employees,
yes.
How many members?
So I don't know how many members, but that's a beautiful question because we just started having our Power Builder meetings. We'll have Power Builder meetings twice a month on the second and fourth Thursday of the month. Anybody can come, but we started having Power Builders open for the public on the second Thursday of the month, and the fourth Monday was left for membership. We had created membership, and community members, man, are invested in this process now. So now we've been dreaming, now it's time to put or implement those strategies we've been doing. So we just started our membership at the end of last year, and it's been flourishing, man, to see community members invested in it. So I don't have the number how many members, but what I can promise you, it's been growing, and it's been so beautiful to see community. And then think about, and just the thought that this was only concept a little while ago. This was only a thought, and this stuff has been coming to fruition now. Man, the Most High has allowed it to happen, man. But it just shows us when we just have the power to imagine and then have the gumption to put it into practice. You know what I'm saying? So we've been doing it, man.
All day. That's what I like to hear. All right, so I got a few more questions, man, before we go into a break. Before we go to the break, you got some more to talk about?
With Freedom, I want to talk about the Now Initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Now Initiative and what else?
That's basically it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, I need to know who are the leaders of the Now?
Okay, so the Now Initiative, it stands for New Opportunities for Wellness, because as we've been talking about, healing and wellness is so crucial to our safety and security as a community. So New Opportunities for Wellness, and it's facilitated by the Black Healers Collective. And he's a collective of healers, man, who have just been focused on our health as a community from a Black perspective, African-centered traditions, and they're phenomenal. So what they have created this Now program. And what they're doing is going into communities that have been impacted by harm and violence, and they want to nurture the community's ability to respond to it, to deal with it, and to process it. So they go and they adopt certain parts of the city. Last cycle, which was the first cycle, they focused on Baden and Walnut Park. This cycle will focus on JVL, Fairground Park, College Hill, and O'Fallon. And they're getting 25 people from these neighborhoods, these communities, and put them into a training program. In the training, they focus on wellness strategies, community building strategies.
Which neighborhoods again?
JVL, Fairground, O'Fallon, and College Hill.
All right.
And so they had this training, and it's for about 4 months long. 4 months long, but 2 to 3 times out of the month. Not an everything thing all week, 2 to 3 times a month, and it's a paid opportunity. So the people who are participating in the program also get paid. They get a stipend. And then at the end of the training period, the 25 individuals will collaborate and develop 2 community healing and wellness events. And it's called that initiative calls it the Healing House. Like every room in the house represents some form of healing or wellness, right? And it's so beautiful, man. I participated in the cohort last year, and I derived so much benefit, bro. To know that something like this existed, it had done something, man. It had impacted me in such a way and lifted me in such a way that I have been floated ever since. And I really want this for our community. And this is what, when we talk about imagining something different, this is exactly what we think about in terms of community and community's responses to harm and violence, man. Actually, people getting in and engaging community members, man, and going into the community, having an event right in the midst of the community, in the street, you know what I'm saying? Right. Blocking stuff off, and it's like a block party, but something deeper, something more meaningful. So we encourage people to get involved. If you are a part of these communities and it's interesting to you, you can contact me again directly. We live, we sleep, we eat this work. So I'm available. If I'm not actually in slumber and cannot answer the phone, you can call me any time of the day. And you want to ask me about the program, you want me to send you information, I will. My number is 314, again, 314-403-2349. And we're invested in this. So you can call me, ask me about the program, and I'll send you information.
All day, man.
So I also want to make mention, our first orientation for the Now Initiative is March 28th. And if you can't meet that orientation, we'll have another one on April 13th. Then soon after that, we'll start the training. And we already have our schedules lined out, so we can send you the schedule, and if it aligns with yours, you can make a determination based off of that, because some people want to get involved, but they work, they go to school, they do other things, and they don't know if the sessions will get in the way of what they got going. So we got that available for you to see, and you can determine based off of that.
All right. Again, man, what's those communities?
JVL, Jeff Vanderloo, Fairground, O'Fallon, and College Hill. And there are a lot of people say, hey, I don't live within these communities, and I really want to get involved. Well, don't fret, because this is just a second cycle, and we're going to try to touch all of the cities. I mean, all the part of the city. So we focus on different neighborhoods the next cycle, and different neighborhoods the next cycle. So right now, we're saying that if the word was that if you are connected to these neighborhoods, meaning that if you're a resident in these neighborhoods, or you were a resident in these neighborhoods, you qualify. But when we try to assess and pull from the pool of prospective candidates, we're going to go for the people who reside there first, and then everybody else after. So if you currently reside there, you have precedence over everybody else in being a part of the program. So if you're connected, reach out.
Man, I'm just amazed, bro. Man. I'm just amazed. So you kind of answered it, but let's just say, I don't stay in the JVL. Everybody who stay in the JVL will get president on me, but if I get chosen, if I don't have a crib, could I get like a venue in that area and do the healing situation?
What do you mean? So are you saying, I think I'm hearing you say, if you're not connected to the area, if you don't currently stay in the area.
Correct.
So what we were defining as connected is either you stay in the area, you're a past resident of the area, or you're connected through like employment or service of the area. You know what I'm saying? But again, current residents will be first or in our selection, because the goal is to provide community members with the tools to address the harms and violence and promote safety in the community, so the community can do for themselves. So we're addressing the community so people within that community can do for themselves.
So it's so you equipping them with the tools to do what they. So it has to be really a stable.
Yes. So we want the people who are attached to that community to be a part of the community. So the goal is to, because we have these concerns, we have these issues, and a lot of people have complaints and stuff about community showing up, what's happening in the community. So we're going into the community, man, and bringing a certain level of awareness, providing tools, and we're trying to impact, the city. We can't do it all at once, so we're going to certain pockets of the city, and we're going to keep on going till we touch all of the city.
That's where we go. I like it. Genius. Yeah.
It's happening, bro. I'm telling you, now is the time, bro.
Man.
Now there's so many beautiful things that are happening in our city, right?
Yeah.
Now is the time, man, for us to really cultivate the type of tomorrow we want to see. There's so many beautiful things going, whether it's arts and entertainment, whether it's wellness and healing, whether it's just us just recognizing what our responsibilities are as black men. You know what I'm saying? There is an awakening, and we are coalescing, we are identifying with one another, man, and we are actually working to build networks, you know what I'm saying, to where we can better service our community and function as a community. It's been happening, like last year, man, there was so many things, so many beautiful events and occasions happening on a weekend. At first, people were like, oh man, there's too many things happening, we can't go. That's what you want. So many positive things happening in the city, you can't figure out where to go. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. That should be our new normal. Yes, that's the beautiful. Yes, man. We want that for our children. So with all these initiatives happening, we want them. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it coming.
Keep it coming. We got our men's circle, man, and it was like, we have our men's circles on Monday, and there was other men's circles popping off on Monday. That ain't no bad thing. We ain't in competition with no men's circles. We want to cultivate all these men's circles, man. We can have them on every block and then on every street. And at the same time, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? That's what our community deserves, you know? So we doing it, man, and we supporting everybody that's doing it. Yeah. So like we said, we got our men's circle, Black Man Bill. We got our men's circle, and I shout out and I promote everyone who's doing it. Like they got an Amiin men's circle Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock. That's being facilitated by my brother Eric Wilson. He's a phenomenal artist in the city, and they have it at his art installation. He has an art studio, man, that they have it in. We circle up, and I got to sit by the door with the fan because it'd be cloudy in there too. But I go and we support. And there's another men's circle facilitated by brother Etoya. He's a dope mental health specialist. It was beautiful, right? Co-facilitated by Yoshi, and supported with Athenia Healthcare. They have it at 1717 Biddle, the last Saturday of the month, and it's so beautiful there too. So we promoting everybody who doing them. You know what I'm saying?
That's Dr. Etoy.
Dr. Etoy. Doctor.
Great young man. Young guy, man. It's a beautiful thing. I got to go to one of his that my cousin put together. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was beautiful, man.
All day.
So we doing it, bro. We doing it. And we just got to keep this momentum. And we got to, just as we identify those who are doing the work, we got to identify also the forces that want to undermine the work. And those forces could range from flat out white supremacy within our city officials, our governments, and community members, or it could be those who look like us, talk like us, but their mission ain't the same. Their mission is about only self-grandizement, self-accolades, promoting their self-interest and not the interests of the community. And we've seen these boot-leaking Negroes many times before, many iterations before, whether it's in the Black Power movement, the Civil Rights movement, whatever. They always sell us out. But we ain't going for it no more. We calling them out. We recognizing them. You know what I'm saying? And we keeping them from the ranks of what we're trying to do. They ain't about to dirty. They ain't about to muddy up. They're not about to undermine us no more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what hat you wear. I don't care how close in proximity you were to me. If you ain't for our people, if you ain't for our upliftment, if you're not for our issues, and if you're promoting the systems of white supremacy, Negro, you's an enemy, and we identifying you as such.
Talk to him, bro. Talk to him, bro. Dang. You got some more for us, man?
Nah, man. I mean, you know, we can shoot the Bobo, but this is basically what I had. And also, we got Black Man Bill. We also have our publication we put out called Wartime, because we know when we talk about building, man, we have to have a level of awareness and consciousness, too. So we offer political education and training. We have our Theory Thursdays where we come on, we talk about social and political issues. So we could adopt a universal analysis about a collective analysis about what's happening, and we can build upon that. So we have our Wartime. This is the second to last issue we had. We got a new issue, but I gave them all out, and I don't have the current issue with me. But they're available to everybody. Go on blackmanbuild.com or blackman.buildcom.com. And we have the digital copies of all the past issues free of charge for you to preview, for you to view. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to make this accessible to everybody. Even the physical copies, people don't pay for these. We give these away because we know, man, that this is vital in the upliftment of our community.
Who was that dude on there?
I don't know. This little dude here, man.
Like, is that you, bro?
No, that ain't me. That ain't me. But this issue, I do got an article in here, though. On page 40, I think 94, and the article I got is on cash bail system, how it just abuses the poor. They have to pay bail for jail when it's not about public safety, because if you got enough money, if you got bail, you can get out. So it ain't about safety, it's about what you got, you know what I'm saying? So if you poor, you living paycheck to paycheck, and you're not guilty of the crime, you know, because according to the law, you're innocent until proven guilty. True. But how can that be when you're actually punishing people before that even happens? When you incarcerate people, you're punishing them. When you separate them from their family, you're punishing them. And they can't pay their bills, and if they can't pay their bills, they lose their home. They lose their home, the family separates. They can't pay their car notes, their car get repossessed. So it adds to a detrimental cycle, right? And it perpetuates us to these positions of inferiority within the system. So we advocate against the cash bail system because it doesn't work. And quiet as kept, many people, there have been many places around the country that's starting to wake up. People don't know that Washington, D.C. abolished the cash bail system over a decade ago. People don't know that there is a program called the Bail Project where they go and pay for people's bail, you know what I'm saying, to get them out of jail. And support them, though, through their legal process, get them back and forth to courts and stuff, and provide social services. And they have had a 90% success rate. And that's not a fluke, because same thing has happened with Washington, D.C. They took cash bail. They still have a 90% success rate of people who show up at court. You know what I'm saying? Right, so that means you don't need this so-called insurance incentive to get people back in court.
Right.
So yeah, they doing it. So we don't need it. So we advocating against and everything that undermines the safety, security, and the wellness of our people.
All day. We here with Ronnie Amiin, baby, on the Philosopee Show. Brother. Daddy Rich, man, how you feeling today, brother?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. You know me, went to church, you know, with my family, and just feeling good, man.
You got something from us straight out the book?
Yeah, I got a little longer version today.
Okay.
So, this is the episode of Straight Out the Book. Today I have Colossians 2:2-6, and it reads as thus. My goal is that they may be encouraged in heart and united in love, so that they may have the full riches of the complete understanding, in order that they may know the mystery of God, namely Christ, in whom are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. I tell you this so that no one may deceive you by fine-sounding arguments. For though I am absent from you in body, I am present with you in spirit, and delight to see how disciplined you are and how firm your faith is in Christ. So then, just as you receive Christ Jesus as Lord, continue to live your lives in Him. So I picked that particular set of scriptures just because it's the promise, you know, and the guarantee from Christ that if you live in Him, He'll be with you.
All right, my brother. He said, bring it back. Speak a little bit more on that, bro. Because as far as the promise, let's speak a little bit more on it.
On the promise.
Yeah. You need to understand, bro.
So the real treasures of Christ, from what our beliefs say, is wisdom and knowledge, not so much monetarily. People focus too much on the monetary part and not the wisdom and knowledge, because if you pursue Him, comes wisdom and knowledge, and then everything else follows that.
All day. There we go, bro. Hey, we're about to go to this next break, man. We got Ronnie Amiin, man. That
What's
was
up?
straight
What's
out
up?
the motherfucking book. With my boy, Rich. Hey, we about to get into some shit in this next one, man. As y'all know, this is an election year. So we're going to be talking some politics, man. And I'm glad Ronnie Amiin here, man, because we're going to hit that national, that worldwide shit. We're going to be fucking with Biden. We're going to be fucking with Trump today. I got some clips for y'all. I'm going to need y'all to talk to us about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So before we get to that, though, we finna go to that How You Feel by Jada.
You are now in tune with the real
you know
that is.
Grove beats.
Paperwork.
Niggas be hating, bitches be choosing, I'm running it up for real. I stay on the grind, you know that I shine, I'm always gon' pop like a pill. I do what I feel and I say what I like, I'm keeping it all so real. I'm so super free, you know how to be, my nigga just fuck how you feel. These niggas be hating, bitches be choosing, I'm running it up for real. I stay on the grind, you know that I shine, I'm always gon' pop like a pill. I do what I feel and I say what I like, I'm keeping it all so real. I'm so super free, you know how to be, my nigga just fuck how you feel. All on my lane, I be all in my way. Chasing them dollars, I love to get paid. No chasing me up, I be stuck in my ways. Holding it down and I rep where I stay. Roll with them hitters, them goonies and steppers. Get out of line and you feeling that pressure. Yeah, we on fire, spicy like pepper. Say you won't smoke, I come to address you. Northside baby, so amazing. Get your hip, not to the real. Never basic, nigga, face it, dirty fuck. How you feel? Stay your word and never slack. Fully focused, never lack. Keep it pushing, I'm on track. Speak no lies, I state them facts. So authentic, I be with it from my start up to my finish. The realest in this bitch, I go and get it. I just wishing, invest your money right, stack it up and go ham. I put my people on and let the world know who I am. Niggas be hating, niggas be choosing, I'm running it up for real. I stay on the grind, you know that I shine. I'm always gon' pop like a pill. I do what I feel and I say what I like. I'm keeping it all so real. Once it's free, you know how to be. My nigga just fuck how you feel. These niggas be hating, bitches be choosing. I'm running it up for real. I stay on the grind, you know that I shine. I'm always gon' pop like a pill. I do what I feel and I say what I like. I'm keeping it all so real. Once it's free, you know how to be. My nigga just fuck how you feel. Focus and grind, see me I shine. Looking too long, you might go blind. Don't need to rush, just take your time. Always committed, I'm getting what's mine. Giving my all and I'm giving my best. Going so hard, don't need no rest. So in the gas, I never be stressed. Trying to talk down, you niggas express. Aim at your head and I aim at your chest. Spitting and fire and it's burning your flesh. St. Louis nigga, you know we on deck. Try to play pussy, you know you get wet. Everything sumo, you know how we roll. Try to kick it hard like my first name Juno. Stacking them chips like Pringo, Lingo. I'ma run it up with my Tito gang. Bitches be hating, bitches be choosing. I'm running it up for real. I stay on the grind, you know that I shine. I'm always gon' pop like a pill. I do what I feel and I say what I like. I'm keeping it all so real. Once it's free, you know how to be. My nigga just fuck how you feel. These niggas be hating, bitches be choosing. I'm running it up for real. I stay on the grind, you know that I shine. I'm always gon' pop like a pill. I do what I feel and I say what I like. I'm keeping it all so real. Once it's free, you know how to be. My nigga just fuck how you feel. Fuck you.
What nobody say. Shit. We are back on the Philosophy Show, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know that this is the 2024 election. We got dictatorship versus democracy. We got con artists versus actually, if you look at Biden, you know, everybody got a pass. But if you look at his shit and you look what he done as a president, he's probably gonna go down as one of the in United States type shit. He might go down as one of the best presidents in this, at least in the 10 years, because he didn't. You know, if you look at it from what's really going on, he done took on some shit that Trump left, but people just glossing over it because everybody is very, very depressed and pessimistic about America right now. It's just, you know, and it's well deserved, you know what I'm saying? But in actual stats and reality, we're not fucked up. For us to do what we can do right now, you can talk about the government and do all that, and everything ain't nothing perfect, but at least we are doing it. A lot of people in other countries aren't, you know. So, with that being said, this clip I'm gonna show is just what, because I think I owe it to the people to, you know, it's a lot of bad news out, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you some good news about your economy in America, and it was led by the president who wanna get reelected and finish the job that he done, and basically he said that we the people who really did it. So this is Joe Biden's economy.
It's time that we build an economy that grows from the bottom up and the middle out. The middle out.
So help you God?
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
President-elect Biden inherits an economy in a deep hole.
The American people know we're in the midst of a deadly pandemic. Our economy has been damaged and is struggling.
When I was elected, I said we were going to get the government out of the business of battling on Twitter and back in the business of delivering for the American people. This plan puts us on a path to beating the virus. This plan gives those families who are struggling the most the help and the breathing room they need to get through this moment. This plan gives small businesses in this country a fighting chance to survive.
Not a single Republican present at today's ceremony because none supported the bill. But outside Washington, the law has broad support. 70% of Americans back it, including 41% of Republicans.
And we are just getting started.
This is historic progress. pulling our economy out of the worst crisis in 100 years.
A major milestone in the fight against COVID.
70% of adults in the U.S. have now received at least one dose of the coronavirus vaccine. Breaking news on the economy this morning. The February jobs report is just out, and it far exceeds expectations, with 678,000 new jobs added in the month of February.
7.4 million jobs now created in Biden's first 13 months in office. It dwarfs Donald Trump, who came in different economic conditions, but produced far fewer jobs.
The unemployment rate fell to 3.8%, which is the fastest decline in unemployment rate in recorded history.
The economy is back to pre-pandemic size, and experts predict GDP growth would be the strongest year since Ronald Reagan was president in 1984.
Instead of relying on foreign supply chains, let's make it in America. On this night, on our 245th year as a nation, the State of the Union is strong because you, the American people, are strong.
Now, I know that shit sounds boring because y'all used to this Trump shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's actually good. That's actually good news. You know, just on the level of just being honest with national, and then it's a lot of foreign shit that we ain't talked about that we're going to get into in other things. Because, you know, America is a country, so we do have to deal with other countries. That's not a myth. It really has to happen. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I just want to ask y'all, how do you, and when I ask you this question, I know that people not thinking that the economy, they not feeling it, that the economy is doing well. I get that. I get that part. But I can look around and a lot of people who be complaining, and I swear I be at work, like at my job, I'm a part of the union, and it's a lot of white individuals from the country who be complaining, and I'm looking at them like, y'all straight called out yesterday and could, you know, y'all straight getting PTO time racked up, and you done sent your daughters and everybody to college, and you complaining about. So I just want to know from people that I'm looking at right now, what do you think about that, those numbers? What does that even mean to you?
You're talking about 600,000 plus jobs in February, the shortest month of the year. That's pretty damn good. You're talking about, what he say, 3.8? Unemployment at 3.8?
Yeah.
And during the pandemic, it was what? Double digits maybe?
Man.
It was out of whack. To get it back down, you know, while they're fighting against you and not supporting you, that's outstanding.
I know, and just here in St. Louis, he brought a Boeing, the new Boeing situation, that's putting money in people's pockets. And of course that NGA situation, because that's stimulating the economy. You know, regardless if it's for whoever you're thinking it's for, it actually is something for the country, especially for Missouri.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People over, I can't talk too much about it, but motherfuckers getting paid over there, overtime and everything. So, Ronnie, I mean, what you think, man?
My position is a little bit more complicated, right? Because to be honest, well, let me first say this. I don't feel as though I am as qualified to speak on the country's current status in terms of the present day economy. I'm not. And I'm a huge proponent of, man, if you don't know it, don't rap about it like you do know it.
Most definitely.
But I have, to be honest, I operate with a level of biasness. Because I view the country, I view politics, I view the leadership in the country in a certain lens. So I can't help but to, when we talk about the economy, when we talk about the so-called vibrance of America, I can't help but to also acknowledge that no matter what standing America is, It is always from a position of exploitation of others. Always. That's just what America is. That's how it's always been. When we black folks were the economy that built up America's economy through the trade of cotton and other things that were produced by the hands of black hands. Free labor. That's how America got to be America. That's one thing. And it's currently going on. The things that are happening in the Sudan, the things that are happening in the Congo right now with the exploitation of African resources and African people for the purpose of westernized countries to be propped up and have positions of comfort and ease while they exploit other countries. That's problematic, and we don't often talk about that enough. There are tragedies that are currently happening in the world for other so-called established countries to exist. Big corporations. Everything that we think of in terms of, we think is a democracy, a place of a bastion of hope. Nah, America is ruled by corporations and special interests. What is happening right now in Israel is not because of a chosen people, because the people who are committing these atrocities are not the chosen people, and they're not doing, and it's not the bidding of God. It's about exploitation, it's about white supremacy, it's about colonialism. And matter of fact, most of them people right now in the government of Israel right now are people who have no genealogical ties to Israel or the actual Jewish people, right? That's why they outlawed DNA tests in Israel, because they can prove that they are not like the original Jews. But I don't want my statement to be confused with anti-Semitism. And that's a huge distraction. I'm just speaking to the point of white supremacy and colonialism and how it's showing up throughout the world. And everything that is happening is for the exploitation of other people with the prop of someone else. And that's how I view it. American politics is all theater to me. All of it is theater, man. When we see what's happening behind that curtain, we will be disgusted, and I hope that we will be mobilized. But a lot of this stuff is not for the purpose and benefit of our community. I promise you, it has never been. It has never been. And I just hope that for a day where we all operate with a certain level of awareness and social consciousness that will guide our steps. There are tragedies that are happening around the world, and it's primarily due to America and other westernized countries for their benefit, because they're crumbling. When we heard of BRICS, right?
Most definitely.
And we heard that they have stopped using the dollar, right?
Yeah.
To facilitate their economies, and then using other currencies, and that is a herring. That what's I forgot the term I want to use, but
that's just another.
Yes.
Basically, because
the
dollar getting weaker,
yes,
we're going to have to figure out another. It's more of a decentralization of the currency.
Yes. So a lot of stuff are happening around the world that we're not positioned.
Let's hold on for a little minute too, because I want to keep it on what we on, because this is about the politics, and it's going to stay to the nationalism part of it.
Yes. Okay.
And it's no problem, because I do. My question to you on that, because a lot of people think like that, and I understand it, because I used to think like that a lot too until I went to the military and actually got more information than what people just be thinking.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, and the reason why I'm trying to compare just two individuals that they propping up there as leaders, regardless of what you think. Because if you think it's like regardless it's fucked up, I don't think so. Because from 1960 to now is totally different. Totally, regardless if you want to say whatever you want to say. You can say whatever you want. It's totally different. It's totally different. So it is, these people that you are seeing are real, and they can push this shit somewhere worse than where we are right now, period. Now, if it could be worse, now it could be worse to where motherfucking police like, fuck you, and they can kill massive, or just a little bit of these motherfuckers just killing, you know, every death is wrong. We all know that. But it could shift to some shit that you really don't want to, just because that one person becomes in power. And that's where I'm coming in at on this section. So you can have to, don't let them fool you thinking that just not doing nothing, like your vote don't count.
Yes.
It does count, and it counts better, like how you saying, citywide, statewide.
Yes.
It counts better like that.
Yes.
But those people that's up there is a representative to us, to the world. That Israel you talking about, that Sudan you talking about, that Afghanistan you talking about. Those things can switch up real quick to where, like everything he's saying is true. Whatever gonna happen to this country, we're gonna get it the worst. You know what I'm saying? It was a time where we was not in government at all. We're entangled in this bitch now. People like you and Daddy Rich could be entangled in this shit right now, making certain things do what it doing, but y'all doing that right now too. But my thing is, don't get super turned off to this shit. And I just want you to give me an honest opinion on what you're saying about these two people.
Yeah.
Like if you looking at them as these two people, period. Just give me your opinion. You ain't got to vote for them and say you is gonna vote. I want you to tell me which one would you rather, like, honestly, like, okay, well, don't give me an answer like, well, all president. Okay, we got that. I understand that. But if you saw these two, I want to know who would you actually pick?
Yeah, I can't, and I had kind of went on a tangent because I know all of it's all connected, right?
I know,
so it just led to this thing. But it's difficult for me personally. I can't.
Well,
like
that's why I'm here. Because I got something else for you. This is what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got some more for you. And then I know Sane Floyd gonna get some. So I already showed you, and you can do your own research. The economy is good right now, regardless of how you feel. Okay? Do your research. I'm talking about real research. Don't do no bullshit research. Regardless of how you feel, the economy is doing good. I know in St. Louis, Biden brought NGA and a new Boeing company here, and that's stimulating the economy, regardless of how you feel. All right? That's them facts. All right. Now, they talking about the border. Republicans are always talking about the border. Everybody talking about the border, the border, the border, the border. Now we all, if you've been peeping, they tried to pass a fucking resolution to do something for the border, to do something for Ukraine, and do something for Israel. They did this. This is facts. So they tried to pass this motherfucker. The Republicans, Donald Trump told them not to fuck with it because he want to run on it. He want it to be fucked up. And plus Ukraine, how you playing with if I fuck with you, and Ronnie, I mean, like, nah, man, we shouldn't get on the money to fund your war that we've been funding ever since it started. Now we don't want to fund it because it's politic time. That's the Republicans, okay? All right, so with that being said, it's time to campaign, right? It's time to campaign. So both of these motherfuckers hit the border states, Biden and Trump. This is how they got down. Just listen to what they saying. Just listen to the situation and let me know what you think. And
Folks, it's real simple. It's time to act. It's long past time to act.
The United States is being overrun by the Biden migrant crime.
They desperately need more resources. They need more agents, more officers, more judges.
This is a Joe Biden invasion.
Join me, or I'll join you. in telling the Congress to pass this bipartisan border security bill.
You look at what this Governor Newsom from California, isn't that his name, Newsom?
So instead of playing politics with the issue, why don't we just get together and get it done?
I call him Crooked Joe because he's crooked. He's a terrible president.
Newsom, you know you are getting to Donald Trump when he gives you your own bespoke nickname. Matthew, what caught your attention in this split screen? Very different visits.
Well, I mean, it's dramatically different because one is just completely saying outrageous things and wants nothing to be done on it so he can use it as an issue. And the president is actually trying to solve the problem that exists, that most Americans know exists and want it solved. So it's actually, think it's really smart of Joe Biden to weigh in to the immigration debate. I think for too long, Democrats have played defense on it, on the immigration and the border, and have got behind the 8 ball on it. I think it's very, very smart for him to just walk right into this and say, this is what we want to do, and then do nothing. Congress and Donald Trump want nothing to be done. So I think it's a great Congress and Donald Trump to benefit Joe Biden. So I think it's a great contrast to benefit Joe Biden.
All right. So all I'm saying is I done been watching this American politics shit for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not gonna lie, Joe Biden bent to the Republicans. Like, I'm watching this shit. Like, I'm straight, he bent and it's no bill that's gonna be perfect, man. But whatever the case may be, the border bill, even the Democrats didn't like it because it was so catered to the Republicans. And this was brought by Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to compromise with you, and then you turn around and shut it down to run on it for politics? Mm-hmm. Well, what president would you vote for? I'm just asking. Those, you can't, I know it's all politics, but I done peeped Joe Biden, man. I don't know. I know people, Joe Biden is not on no lame shit. He ain't, to me, he's not on, he ain't, what is he trying to do? Only thing he fucking up to me is the Israel and the Hamas shit. But what can you do with a whole nother country? Except take your money away from them and some shit like that. And what would that do for us? I'm just...
Well, in terms of that, he could do a lot more.
Talk to him.
Yeah, because they get billions of dollars annually from America. And at the same time, when he campaigned on student loan forgiveness and then kind of backed off and soft-stepped it, you know.
No, I got that from him, bro.
Yeah.
I actually got student.
No, I'm saying soft step. What I mean is it wasn't as expansive as it was initially. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there was some people who benefit.
Yeah. It ain't over though. He still got it coming.
And that and a host of things because they said, hey, because of budgetary things, we ain't got the money, whatever the situation was, or people not voting for it. But then you want to write a blank check to Israel in the midst of genocide, you know what I'm saying, to support that. That's the optics that I'm talking about. So
it's harsh.
It is kind of harsh, and they can do more. Yeah. And every time there has been a UN resolution to vote for ceasefire, not the condemnation, ceasefire, America is the only one who says no. That's crazy. The whole world's saying yes. But America is saying no. So we can be doing a whole bunch. And the thing about when we talk about black folks and the people who they put up to vote no and represent America's interests have always been black people at the table. So it looks very crazy that these people who have been subject to America's own oppression want to vote for the oppression of other people. That's crazy. The opposite is crazy. So I think they could be doing much more.
Well, with that being said, just so you know, it's a lot of kickback for him in his party on that. It's people who's talking about exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
that's
some
late.
of them are Jews too.
Yeah.
Some of them black. Well, the thing is, this is my thing, man. I give people, at least you saying something.
Yeah.
Everybody, they not held to our.
No. What I'm saying is late is because that's not how it started. Like you had individuals who were just saying ceasefire, and black folks and Democrats condemned them people. Amongst those are our own representative, Cori Bush. Condemned the people who said ceasefire. Right?
Cori Bush?
Cori Bush said ceasefire. All Cori Bush said ceasefire. But they had other Democrats and black folks who are up in arms to the point that right now you had somebody, and I'm not weighing in, I'm just saying what the issue is. You had an individual, Wesley Bell, who was the circuit attorney out in the county. He was going for the senator seat against Josh Hawley, the Republican, right? He backed out of that race and went in the race to go against Cori Bush because he said she didn't stand up for Israel.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's retarded.
That's crazy. But this is happening within the Democratic Party initially because people have been funded by AIPAC. They've been, you know what I'm saying? They've been putting money in their pocket, and rather than have a strong stance against right and wrong, they would say, we want to support Israel's right to defense. That's not the issue. Of course, everybody has a right to defend themselves, but not everyone should be, nobody has the right to commit genocide and kill innocent people, and all they were saying was ceasefire. And Joe Biden and the rest of the Democrats initially wasn't on that.
I got a question for you then, because I thought I've been watching it, because this is not the first time they done did.
Yeah.
They've been doing this shit. I remember probably like 10, 15 years ago, the first war against, but it wasn't even Hamas, it was Hezbollah or something.
Hezbollah.
Hezbollah at the time. And I just tripped off how many civilians in Palestine was getting killed compared to Israel.
Yes.
And it was I'm like looking at these numbers and I'm just flabbergasted. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yes.
So, I just started to look at it every time. So it was that war, then it was another war. This the third one.
No, that's not. It's on, and that's the thing.
Let me finish.
Oh, my bad.
But that was the third ones that I saw. So with that being said, with the ceasefires, because this is like the millionth time they done tried to do this ceasefire shit. This is not nothing new. You know what I'm saying? So you is to everybody who's pressuring Joe Biden and pressuring him to do something about somebody in a whole nother country who doing whatever the fuck they want to do anyway. And I get the ceasefire part, but as far as funding Israel, I can't say long as. How can they make that happen without seeming like an enemy to them and aid Palestine at the same time? Because when they do get these bills, it's aid for the Gaza Strip. It's humanitarian aid for those who they fucking murking, which is fucked up.
Yeah, and they stopped the aid for a minute, and then they started it back when there was public pressure. That's crazy. So all it is nuance, right? So when we talk about, like, for instance, they talk about October 7th, right? This stuff has always been happening, and nobody's asking and questioning why is it happening. You try to come in and take my home. You oppress my people. You tell me that I can't even collect rainwater to feed myself. You say it's a crime for me to collect rainwater because you stopped my water. You're trying to starve me to death, and I can't exist, and I can't fight you? Yes. Yeah. It's a law. They can't even collect rainwater, brother. They stop their water, and they criminalize. They say that water coming out the sky is ours. You can't have it.
Talk to me on how that works. So you telling me that Israel controlling Palestine?
Yes.
Okay.
So yes. Right. So many people don't know that Palestine is kind of broke down into two categories, two separate sections: Gaza and the West Bank.
Gotcha.
And so what they did was Israel had created two forms of government for the Palestinian people to represent them, or they allow politically.
So is Israel West Bank?
No, Israel had taken everything in between. So the West Bank is up here, a small portion, and Gaza's down here. And everything else, Israel had cordoned off Gaza like a prison. They control everything that come in and come out. All the resources, gas, electricity. They say when the gas is on, they say when the electricity is on, they say when the water's on, and they can't do nothing. And then you get caught trying to do for yourself, for instance, go out and catch some fish. They're gonna shoot you and kill you just for you trying to feed yourself. So what is the mindset of the people? They talk about killing Gaza. You're creating Gaza. Because if you tell me that I can't protect me and my people, man, fuck you.
Right.
Fuck you. We launching rockets over there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They killing them people and oppressing those people. And then United States, they allowing to happen because they know everything, that because there's a political game for United States to help them suppress them because there's resources under Gaza. So they trying to eliminate the Gaza people so they can have access to this oil reserve, and they could build another channel that's outside the Suez Canal to help facilitate the trade routes.
Well,
man, there's so much. Hey, bro.
Get there, so who owns the oil shit? Why can't they just take it if they control it?
So the Gaza, they don't have access to it because they don't have access to equipment and other resources to have access to the oil reserves, right? So if Israel is attempting to displace all, and they're doing that right now. They're displacing all of Gaza, and you've seen the plans.
Yeah, they blowing that motherfucker.
They seen it, and they erecting these settlements, right? And the more settlements they build on Gaza land, is less likely. No, it's impossible for Gazans to go back to that place because Israelis took. That's a huge sticking point right now. They keep on building settlements on Palestinian land, taking it, stealing it. And they've been coming into Gazans' home and claiming it. You can be in the crib eating breakfast with your family, and they coming in there with guns saying, "This ours, get out." Or creating laws where you can't, they'll put fences in front of your house and say this street is unlawful for you to walk on, right in front of your house, trapping you in your crib.
Oh, shit. They did so. Basically, like what I'm hearing right now is political wise, America is siding with Israel because Israel powerful. And if they side with Palestine, if they get in control, then they know what's the hold on, unless if you thinking more that's political. Human wise, you know what I'm saying, like heart wise, you will want to protect these people instead of letting them continue to be oppressed. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing when I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, no, they're powerful because America has made them powerful. That's the thing. That's like saying you funding a block, right? There's block A and block B, right?
When you said they're funding Israel.
Yes.
So they making them powerful.
They made them powerful. They're made powerful. They have the one of the strongest armies because of America. Wow. Their economy is because of America. They got universal health care and college because of America. And over here, you still got people starving. They don't got universal health care over here.
I gotta look that up, bro.
Look it all up, brother. Look it up.
Can we go over there and get that same thing?
We go over there right now. There are people who are over there. But you can't go over there with your identity. There are people who consider themselves black Israelites over there right now, but they don't get the same benefit as the regular white Israeli settlers that are over there. You know what I'm saying? And you have a lot of Christian folk, you know, because of their biblical understanding saying we want to support Israel because these are the Jews of the Bible, and when they're not. They say we need to support Israel, but Christians go over there, you getting spat on, brother. You're gonna get kicked. You're gonna get called all type of horrible names over there, brother. Right now, look on YouTube, look on social media. You're gonna see it. So this is available for everybody else to see. Imagine what we ain't seeing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They over there bombing mosques and churches. They're not even talking about that. These good Christian folks who saying we're representing Israel, we want to support Israel. they over there bombing churches because we want to give the picture that all Palestinian are Muslims, and there's a Muslim bias in the media, but there are many Palestinian Christians who are trying to worship in church, and they're bombing them too. They're bombing aid workers.
Well, let me just say this. I ain't around too many people who don't support Palestine. Like, I'm around, from what I'm seeing, even with the if you trip off the national vote and the primaries with Biden, it was a straight, what they do, they was like putting uncommitted on the ballot instead of Biden because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's more people that's here to me that I've been seeing that support Palestine, like in the government too, like not playing. They talking about it.
Yeah, there is an awakening. There's an awakening because of public awareness, right? But initially that wasn't the case. They have censured Palestinian American, the sister Rashida Tlaib, I think that's her name, up there in Michigan. They censored her just because she was saying a ceasefire, man, because she wanted to. She's Palestinian. You gonna get her? How you gonna get her to go against her own people?
Yeah,
but these are Democrats did that.
Though.
Yeah, Democrats made her do that though. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
That's super crazy, but it's still Democrats who I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing something different. What I be watching, they be against that shit. They against the free shit.
It's theater.
But they can't.
I
mean, how can they be? They can say use theater then.
Yeah,
like some of
could.
the stuff you do have to give people. I can't look at everybody as if it's because why said. I mean, you can't do nothing about it. We're right as far as giving them money and support. So if it's like that's theater. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I think there's a lot we can do.
It's more people to me speaking out on it than not it's white people, it's black people. I see more support Palestine shit where I'm from. I'm just being real, just like even you coming in here. I done seen it's a lot more than people thinking. We got to kind of almost, I get if you got to use it for survival, you know what I'm saying? But we got to kind of it's more people that's for good than bad. I know it's bad people, but we can't get it mixed up when we see good shit and people saying the same thing.
When good exists, yes, we should uplift it. We acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, but what I'm saying is that there's a certain level of nuance, right, when dealing with stuff and political sophistication that we have to, like eyes we have to have in order to see beyond that curtain.
Yeah,
and we got to know what I'm
see
saying.
it? How can we? Is that by just me believing you?
No. Just look. It's there for us to see. It's there for the position. The positions that you took initially. A few months ago is there on record. Things you said on the news, things you said in interviews, things you said in conversations, and then you see the switch only when the people begin to waken up. You know what wake up. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like right and wrong. It is because of special interest that moves many of these politicians. They go in with the promise of serving our community, right? They go in with the promise of serving our community, but something happens when they're in that seat, right? And we have to hold them accountable that they stay in alignment with what they promise us.
I get that.
You know?
So I think so when you think of politicians, because I be wanting people to know, so you don't take each individual politician for their characteristics, you lump them all at one. I'm asking that because you ain't asked me who said it, so you don't know this person, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking, because I can listen. I've seen at least 4 to 5 politicians with their constituents lead against. They want a ceasefire. They want America not to fund. You know what I'm saying? Them. I done seen it. And they've been doing it. These not people that's just do. I don't think they're doing it for theater. Everybody up for their own opinion. But all I'm saying is, should we not trust any politician?
No, what I'm
Just
saying,
on
yeah,
that,
no,
on
what
that.
I'm saying is that we have to look at their record. We have to look at, their actions. We have to look at their patterns. You know what I'm saying? And make judgments based off of their patterns. So if you have somebody like a Hakeem Jeffries, who's supposed to represent our community, not in St. Louis, but
Yeah, he in Chicago.
yeah, no, I think
he in New York,
yeah.
Manhattan or something.
And if you look at Hakeem Jeffries and when, like, right after October 7th happened, he's like, unequivocally, we support Israel based off of this. And somebody says ceasefire, he's like, no, I'm with this.
All day.
But then...
Because it was in the book. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
He hit the same fucking 9/11 shit.
Yeah, so so I do believe in judging people individually. Okay. However, I just understand what the theater of politics is. You know what I'm saying? And we have to be more sophisticated in understanding what the issues are. You know what I'm saying? What the policies are, where the money is, who are the power players, what the influencing forces are. We need to know all of that. And what often happens is there are influences that happen that get the politicians off track and then make it possible for me or anybody to lump them in to the same body, because this is the typical pattern. They go in representing it, but something changes, right? Something changes. What changes in that process?
You know what it is? It's the business interest.
Yeah.
But with that being said, hey, that's how we do it, man. We have I love these conversations, man, because we need it.
Yeah,
you know what
bro.
I'm saying? So all we doing is raising the awareness on each level, man. And with that being facts, I think Ronnie Amiin gonna love this one. I think I picked this one just for you too, man. And it's still on the same thing that we talking about, and I just want to see what y'all think.
But we begin tonight with the wildest of American dichotomies. The United States is the world's largest carceral state. We put more people in prison than any country on earth. With about 330 million people in our total population, the U.S. currently has more than 1.7 million of those people in prison. By contrast, the second highest prison population in the world, China, has 1.6 million prisoners out of a population of just under 1.5 billion people. Number 4 incarcerator India has more than 573,000 prisoners out of 1.4 billion people. And number 5, Russia has more than 433,000 prisoners that we know of out of 146 million people, including those 3 Americans they're holding hostage and political prisoners like Vladimir Kara-Murza. But back to the USA. Just to put it in perspective, our prison population amounts to about 1/4 of the prison population of the entire world. And if you go by incarceration rate, the only countries with a higher rate of locking people up per 100,000 citizens are El Salvador, Cuba, Rwanda, Turkmenistan, and the territory of American Samoa. In short, the United States is very good at locking people up. But somehow, not this guy. For some reason, the U.S. is having a really hard time locking up this one person, Donald Trump. Even just getting him to face a criminal trial feels impossible, as his lawyers seek to delay these cases from proceeding until after the American public decides whether or not they want him back in the White House. We saw this effort on full display today in 2 different hearings. First in Florida, in the classified documents case, where Trump is literally accused of stealing national secrets. Trump-appointed Judge Aileen Cannon did not rule on when that trial should start, or even if it should happen before November. And in Georgia, a judge heard closing arguments on whether Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis should be disqualified from that state's election interference case, which, if she is, would all but certainly delay that trial until, you guessed it, after the election. But why? Why is it so hard to get Donald Trump to actually face accountability for these very serious alleged crimes? I mean, If you were one of the thousands of rubes who stormed the Capitol on January 6, 2021, fueled by Trump's big lie, which he launched literally because he was embarrassed that he was going to lose to Joe Biden and then did, in fact, lose to Joe Biden, you are probably in jail right now, or you've spent time in prison for it. You've probably lost your job and been humiliated in your local community. In short, your life was ruined by your damn near religious belief in Donald Trump. If you live in a red state and you seek an abortion, even if you are 10 years old, your doctor can be reprimanded for it. And maybe your Uber driver if you live in Texas. If you are a woman in Missouri and you are raped and impregnated as a result of that rape and you seek an abortion, the state of Missouri wants to put you in prison. If you're a woman in Ohio, you can face trial for having a miscarriage, just in case your miscarriage was really an abortion. Because, you know, in our new Handmaid's Tale America, as our dumbest U.S. senator said,
we need to have more kids. We need to have an opportunity to do that. We need more kids. We need the people to have the opportunity to have kids.
Yeah, except if the kids come via IVF, which the Alabama Supreme Court seems intent on banning. Something that could happen nationwide, too, because the right-wing Christians say so and they're in charge of us. If you are the former top prosecutor in Baltimore, you can be tried and convicted for taking money out of your own 401k to buy a vacation property, or, let's just be honest, to punish you for prosecuting the cops who killed Freddie Gray. If you are Donald Trump's former lawyer, you can be jailed for taking out a second mortgage to write a six-figure check to the porn star Donald Trump slept with, though married, and re-jailed for refusing to stop writing a book about why you jumped off the Trump train. If you are a former military intelligence officer, you will absolutely be jailed for taking classified documents home. But if you're Donald Trump, somehow you can't be jailed. Not for stealing classified documents, not for lying about your property values to get cheaper loans and cheating on decades of your taxes. And weirdly enough, not even for trying to overthrow the government. Apparently, if you're Donald Trump, and only if you are Donald Trump, you are above the law in America. You are unjailable. The Justice Department will slow walk charging you with insurrection for 3 full years while charging everyone who did the ground invasion of the Capitol. And the Attorney General will even appoint a special prosecutor to charge you, even though you're no longer president. So why would you need a special prosecutor when we have a whole Attorney General? If you are Trump, and only if you are Donald Trump, the feds will beg you for 18 months to please give them back the nuclear secrets that you're hiding in your bathroom, instead of kicking down your door and taking them like they would any other American. And then when you do get charged by that same special prosecutor, somehow the random system will put you in front of your favorite handpicked judge, who will slow walk the case for you. And no less a court than the Supreme Court of the whole United States, filled with 3 more of your handpicked judges, plus 3 other Republicans, will slow walk all of your cases to make sure that they don't happen until after the election that they clearly hope will make you president again so you can pardon yourself and get away with everything. And tens of millions of Americans will not just cheer for these awful things. They, too, will try to make you president again so you can kill another million people in a pandemic and crash the economy and steal migrant babies from their moms again? What a country for Donald Trump. The rest of us, not so much. Not so much.
I know that was a lie, but we can start with the beginning, though. She killed his ass. I fuck with her. Shout out to what's her name? Reed on the Read Out.
What she on? MSNBC, right?
Yeah. What you think, though?
Yeah. I think initially the facts about this incarceration rates in the United States, that's what we're speaking to. That's at least what I started with in terms of our work with FCC. We can't incarcerate ourselves out of problems, but the incarceration has been the problem, and the reasoning for incarceration has been the problem. And I think that we just need to be brave enough and courageous enough to examine those reasons and develop alternatives to address harm and violence in our community, while also addressing the reason for it happening. So those are good numbers, and I appreciate you sharing those numbers.
All day, no doubt, brother. With that being said, bro, we finna go to another break. I think I call it politics with the Don. I think we hit some good shit, man. We appreciate your everything you brought and your knowledge, man. We needed to hear that. The Palestine situation is a very, very, very important motherfucking issue in this election. So keep pressing on that. And Biden heard that shit, man. Yeah, I know, you know, just from, cause I'm keeping cause with me doing this, I have to do my research. So I've been doing my research and I'm keeping tapped in on it. I'm looking at it from an open eye and just on, you know, on that level. And as far as I appreciate you coming in, Ronnie. I mean, because my thing is, I think it's the philosophy that you have. It's gonna start right here first. When we all talk about this shit, the first thing I think about is if I can do something about it for real before I can just dive into it. You know what I'm saying? And you giving us an opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you all for having this platform because it's important for us to have spaces in which we can talk about the issues, and no matter what our position are, have lively and objective conversations about them, and not be caught up. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we have adversarial positions against somebody who may have a different view. But here we can be critical, we can talk about it, we can examine it, and that's where our community needs a space for us to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. And this is part of our development and upliftment as a community, to have these type of political and social conversations, man, and deep conversations. Because we are multifaceted people, we are deep people, and you are acknowledging that by having this platform. So I appreciate you all, bro.
Oh, hey, I think we had us a circle today.
Man. That's right.
Man, my head crammed full of stuff. YouTube and let me look back at some of these you played. That's crazy, man. The incarceration rate. Like, yeah. That's business.
It's business.
It's like you said, it's not what's the word I'm looking for? Rehabilitation or
it's not
resolution. That's business.
Dude just said it. I forgot what it was a government official. I don't know if it was a governor, but they were trying to create laws to make it easier for people to, get out of prison. But he was like, his argument was, if you do that, who will help our economy? Because we utilize these prisons for our economy. We utilize them to help make our meals in the governor mansion and drive our cars and mow our lawns. So if you help, and he says don't. And these are people who were deserving of being out of prison. Right? Like people who did that time, went through the really rehabilitative process. He says, so we need to keep the good ones to do the work. I swear, bro. I swear. He said we need the good ones. We need to keep around because we need to trust that they're going to do the work for us.
So, because they good, punish.
That's the master language, bro.
Yeah, that's real.
That's master language, man.
Wow.
Straight servitude.
So there's so many things that like people don't know that in prison, in Missouri, that's part of the prison industrial complex. That's part, like most of the furniture that is made for Jefferson City, the state capitol, the license plates you drive around, those are made by incarcerated people who get nothing. They get penny on a dollar. They get pennies, man. They get pennies to be slaves, but that's afforded by the Constitution, the 13th Amendment, that says slavery is abolished except when you are duly convicted for a crime. And then after that, they started creating laws that criminalize your existence so they can justify locking you up, putting you in prison, and then leasing you out to plantations. Bro, this is still happening, man.
Yeah, it is.
They do the school for
They just said it.
Yeah, man, listen, man. I used to work, and I'm not telling you something I don't know. I used to actually make license plates, brother. I used to work in the furniture factory where I made these furniture. I used to be the one who laminate the wood, and then they take the laminated wood and construct the furniture. And according to, like, they actually make all type of liquids like soap and detergents and disinfectants. They make that in prison too, and they make toilet paper and clothes. And I was reading an article in USA Today where Missouri had a contract with another state to sell them the toilet paper and other things that they were making in prison. And according to federal law, if a state manufactures a thing or service, and that service is used, sold across state lines, by law, they have to give the people who make the prisoners minimum wage. Missouri doesn't do that.
Wow.
Missouri doesn't do that. So, yeah, we need to be aware of what's happening within our criminal justice system.
Yeah, okay. I like that. That's nuggets, motherfucker.
What the fuck is that?
All right. Hey, we finna go to a quick break, man. We having a good time, so we can get back and do that expressions of a thug. Yeah. We about to go to that Miss Law benefits.
Everybody want the benefits. What's the point in being in it if it's nothing for you? What's the point in being intimate if your heart ain't into it? These coming down a dozen, what's gonna make you stand up for me?
Yeah, see, I wouldn't waste your time. Nah, so why would you wanna waste mine? Huh? I'm only in this for a purpose. Best believe I show you that I'm really worth it. Yeah, if you wanna chill, we can chill. First off, can you pay my bill? See, my cost of precious time is more than coffee, wine, or meal. You wanna shoot for that exclusive side? Can you support my shopping habit? I need to know this information first before I let you have it. Look at me, bout style. When you see me, flout style. If you don't understand or comprehend them, boy, you're lousy. On that realest shit, who gon' bring you mental bliss? You just want that liquid lit. Well, boy, you gon' pay for it. I bring balance and submissiveness that please me, tease me, freaky. Yeah, I'm real Mona Lisa, and those other are counterfeit. I know you want this good love, bougie with that hood love. The things I make you do for me, what you gonna do for me?
Everybody want the benefits. Well, me too. What's the point in being in it if it's nothing for you? What's the point in being intimate if your heart ain't into it? These coming down a dozen, what's gonna make you stand up for me? Benefits. Well, me too. What's the point in being in it if it's nothing for you? What's the point in being intimate if your heart ain't into it? These coming down a dozen, what's gonna make you stand up for me?
$2,000 Birkin. If you wanna come for me, then sponsor me. Is it really worth it? I'm looking for my Mr. T. A whole lot of money be a Mr. You can have whatever. Your that potato, never that. You treat me good, I treat you better. Beneficial for forever. Will I ever fall in love? I've been there, done it, now it's never. Don't need commitment nor consistency, just a situation. Don't need your broken promises or some old fake relationship. It's simple cause I'm nimble, feel me? No dramatics over here. No strings attached, so why react and take me out my atmosphere? You give me this, I give you that. That's how it goes, and that's a fact. So don't be mad, no disrespect. So now you know, so come correct. It's give and take, or how I blaze you. You blaze me from the floor to the bed. Talking about how you gave me, oh, I gave you some of that super. So what you really want from me? What you really want? If it just don't benefit, then really tell me what's the point?
Everybody want the benefits. Well, me too. What's the point in being in it if it's nothing for you? What's the point in being intimate if your heart ain't into it? These coming down a dozen, what's gonna make you stand up for me? Benefits. Well, me too. What's the point in being in it if it's nothing for you? What's the point in being intimate if your heart ain't into it? These coming down a dozen, what's gonna make you stand up for me? I know you want it, and I know how bad I love the money. I ain't running from it, no title, it's yummy. No applause, I don't need. Just give me that cheese, I'ma put you to sleep. Can you pay my bills? If you can, then maybe we can chill. Baby, I'm just tryna keep it real. Put a ring up on it, that's a deal. I don't think you do. You and me are through. Oh.
That was Miss Law. We are back on the Philosophy Show. We with the council with our special guest, Ronnie Amiin. We up in this piece, man. We are getting to the end of the hour. We kind of over the hour, man.
That's what's up.
Man, that means we having some good conversation.
Straight up.
All day. But with that being said, while we waiting on Sane Floyd to get right, man, I'm going to go ahead and ask everybody the question your life. So we're going to start with our special guest, Ronnie Amiin. So what makes people feel more attached to some people than others?
I don't know. There's a number of things. It could just be feelings of familiarity, things people are familiar with. You know, you could remind me of my brother. You could remind me of the hood I grew up in. You could remind me of a moment I had in my life. Or it could be character. It could be just the way you facilitate your life, how you live, how you're principled and guided, you know. It could be other things, things that we are currently associated with, you know what I'm saying? We could just be from the same block, you know what I'm saying, doing the same thing in the same place. So relationships are fostered in various different ways. But for me, it's just, it's more essence, you know what I'm saying? It's more who you are. It's about your character, how you exist within your integrity. No matter what you represent, it's just your integrity. And just how you walk. Because I have little space at this juncture in my life. I have little space for inauthentic people. I have little space for people who create harm, and discord. I want a peaceful life. I want a peaceful existence. And there's so much negativity in the world, man, that I don't want to purposely invite it into my space. So I have to assess the people I allow in my circle. You know what I'm saying? If I had a business, you know, I would have a stringent process in which I hire people. You know what I'm saying? So why can I have that same mindset when I invite friends? And associates and acquaintances into my space. So various different things, but for me, it's just the essence of a person and their character.
All day, yes sir. Same Floyd. Same question. What makes people feel more attached to some people than others?
Truth, it bears, you know. You only be attached to things that were good to you. And that's deep. Like, you don't understand. You ain't gonna be attached to something that was bad to you. You don't detach yourself from it, but you're gonna hold on to that whatever makes you detached from it, you know, but keeping you attached, it's like, I say the mother and the son, the father and the daughter, but opposites attract when one heart's intact. And that's what keeps people attached.
All right. Daddy Rich.
Say that question one more time, please.
What makes people feel more attached to some people than others?
I think it comes down to where you are in your life and how you lead your life. You know, like Sane say, opposites attract, but that's only to a certain extent. I think the energy bond shared between two people is what pulls them together. You know, it's like me. I've never really been good at basketball, but So you're not gonna see me always on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hang around basketball players. You know, it just don't fit where I am in my life. And I think people look for more for like puzzle pieces when they live in life. You know, the things connect through energy and character and personality go a long way also. But I think it's more where you at in your life is what you'll be more attracted to.
Most definitely. All right. So what I'm hearing is what's the question? What makes people feel more attached to some people than others? If it's something good, you will stay attached to it. If you like their essence, and if the essence connect, that's one. And then Daddy Rich pretty much said, depending on where you at in your life, cause that's true too. Shit, cause just last year I ain't fucking with some people. You know what I'm saying?
Things will change.
So things will change. I have to agree on all of those, man. Only thing I would add to it is, I guess it ain't an ad for real. Y'all done hit it. It's about, I guess if like some people feel more attached to people that who they align in interests. Their interests is aligned, so they stay attached to them a little bit more. And if their interests don't align, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they detach. You know, so I think they're hit on like what you said with these politicians. At first, they get in office because we vote them in because they claiming that our interests align. But once they get in office, some other bullshit happen, and they get unaligned.
You know, and it's smart also to hold them accountable. You know, hold them accountable and get people who constantly represent our interests.
All day, every day, bro. Sane Floyd. Well, yeah, Sane Floyd, you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready.
Let's hear it.
Couldn't wait. Whoa. What's up, Council?
What up?
What's up?
What up, Sane?
Hey. See, world, I have an attitude. I have an attitude. 'Cause you take a life when you're not supposed to. But who am I to judge? I'm an image that walk in the presence of the one created from above. This just an expression, but it's real life, no made up. I wake up and I adjust the situations the trend that we live in from 24 hours, from every minute, second, hour that we go through. 24 hours in a day. I can't pretend who I be, but the streets play. It's not a game. We ain't in this for fame. In the end, only the real ones gonna remember your name.
Real talk.
I try to stay balanced, but I still know that everybody ain't gonna feel the way I do. Everybody ain't gonna judge. Everybody ain't gonna stay balanced. Everybody ain't gonna go to work. Everybody ain't gonna do the things I do. But in the end, everybody's gonna believe in something that I do. You can believe in God like I do. You can believe in yourself like I do. You can believe in me, because only I believe in me like I do. See, I was born alone. That mean I'ma die alone. I live on the edge because I don't make decisions off premeditation. See, I'm affected by reason. And reason, there's a cause. For every cause, there's an effect. Everybody's still acting like they ain't caught up yet. We best. We treat each other like that soul food. Old school and new school. Go somewhere they don't know you. Offer something to my folks too. Community. Unity. Pursuing us, cause us is who we be. Togetherness. A team. Loyalty. The beam. It shines. Catastrophic. We all on the same page, cause we all believe in the same thing, hoping the same thing gon' stop it. That shit went way over your head. I hope you catch up to me before I'm dead.
Expressions of a motherfucking thug, baby.
Woo! That was fire.
All right. All right. Hey, Ronnie, Amiin, man, go ahead and give them another summary of what the now and everything you doing, what events you got coming up, and where they can find you at, brother.
All right. Again, I work with Freedom Community Center. We want to intervene in harm and violence in view of experienced harm. Experience violence any way, you can contact us, reach out to us, and we try to figure out how we can support you, whether as putting you in a place of safety, providing you with the resources that you need, or even therapy. So you can reach out to me directly. That's 314-403-2349, or you can call 314-827-3837. And you can hit us up on all social media platforms, on Twitter or X as FCC St. Louis, on Instagram, FCC St. Louis, on Facebook, that's Freedom STL. Or you can hit our website. In terms of Black Man Bill, hit me up directly, same phone number for our men's circles that we have twice a month on the second and fourth Monday of the month. Black men come out and just, unburden yourselves, man, and get supported by other black men and get tapped into what, other things we're doing. And we can instruct you on if you want to be a member of Black Men Bill, you can do that. Hit me up, and I'll help facilitate that process as well. And with the Now Initiative, if you are a resident of the JVL, Fairground Park, O'Fallon, or College Hill, you qualify to be in a cohort of 25 people to learn wellness strategies, community building strategies, and how to just deal with the trauma that happens to us as a result of harm and violence. It's a paid opportunity. Put some money in your pockets, man, for acquiring the skills that are necessary to promote wellness and healing in our community. So if you got any questions about that, hit me up, same phone number, 314-403-2349. Our first orientation is March 28th. There's another orientation, April 13th. Come be a part of this healing and building. We doing it. There are many initiatives around the city, man, that is promoting health and wealth and building power in our community, man. So we complaining a lot, man. So let's be a part of the solution.
All day. I like that. All right.
You know, it's your boy. And Sane Floyd, that's on Facebook. Sane I am on Instagram.com. FloydForever.com. And for them shows for 314. Music entertainment, Soldier by Blood. Shout out to NLP. We got the red niggas out of here. And I hate saying nigga, but the kings are here. But look out that time waits on no man. You know what I'm saying? I just released that. It's been posted. You know.
The video out?
The video, you can hit the video up on YouTube. It's out there too. So it's Time Waits on No Man. And, you know, that's just the brother doing me, you know. So it's accumulated singles finna drop on y'all. I'm just gonna let you know. So check out the singles and be looking out for that album in 6 months.
It's your man, Daddy Rich. You can find me on Facebook under Richard Shaw Jr. because I love my motherfucking daddy. Just got out the hospital again, doing well. You know what I'm saying? We got those Stack Brothers videos, Elephants, and she got options on YouTube. That's Stack Brothers, STAXXX Brothers. And you can find those on YouTube. And look out for 314 Day because I ain't coming to play no game.
Yeah. All day. Hey, it's March, man, for National Women's Month, you know. So we had Chucky's boy off of 2917 Jefferson. March 6th. Yeah, it's first. It's supporting No Let Up. Every first Wednesday of the month. We back at Chucky Boys. And we gonna turn up for the ladies, man. We got Ray Lay, I know she in.
Ray Lay!
Yeah.
Down the truth.
K Shay, I know she in. It's a few other females, man. I don't have the flyer right in front of me, but we turning up, man. And again, man, shout out to everybody that came out yesterday to the Big V listening vibe experience. Yeah. It's much love, man. Just stay tuned with us, man. Go to Soldier by Blood on everything. And make sure y'all stay tuned in to the Philosophy Show every Sunday.
Women's History Month, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, I know it's National Women's Month. Yeah.
Shout out to all the sisters in the movement too that have been committed to the upliftment and preservation of black folks. A lot of times we celebrate the huge figures, man, but our momentum and our progress would not have happened by the grace of God through the works of the sisters who've been on the front line and sacrificing for our community. Thanks. So fist up, shouts out, and embrace to all of our sisters who've been doing the work for our community.
Big shout out to all right, y'all. We about to get up out of here, man. Catch y'all on the next end.
Yeah.
Louis Wood.
What's up, Witty World? Science 93.9, Floyd boy, St. Louis. You know what it is. I love my city. We got it going on. Plus we grind every day. Got them cartons. We even got the blue, block to block, corner to corner. You know how we do it. Grind every day. That's what it is. I call it home. Floyd boy, I miss you drop. St. Louis my city. St. Louis my home. 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 St. Louis my home. St. Louis my city. St. Louis my city. St. Louis my home. St. Louis my home. St. Louis my city. St. Louis my city. St. Louis my home. St. Louis my home. St. Louis my city. St. Louis my city. St. Louis my home. St. Louis my home. From the city where the good die young. Where it's easy to catch a slug in a hood play dumb. Where it's easy to catch a case anytime, any place. And real can relate to all the hate and the fake. How much money can I make? How much money do you make? Every hood, every block, then paid they dues. They made the news, then gave some family the blues. Don't get it confused, my city makes the best when it's due. You don't have a clue, somebody might just give it to you. When all is due, the only thing that's promised to you It's that, the stew, and the money making habitat.